And shift our focus to some more news coming in, where Iraq's Prime Minister announced that the leader of Islamic State in Iraq and Syria has been killed, calling him as one of the most dangerous terrorists in Iraq and the world. Abdullah Maki Masil al-Rufali, also known as Abu Khadija, was killed by Iraqi security forces with the support of the US-led coalition. Abu Khadija was one of the most important ISIS members in the entire global ISIS organization. He will continue to kill terrorists and dismantle their organizations that threaten our homeland and the US allied and partner personnel in the region and beyond, is what they have said. Aditya on the telecast with me. Aditya, take our viewers through the details, please.
Well, absolutely, Asadi, to see, US is, this Trump administration is following that no mercy for terrorism policy. Recently also Donald Trump, US President Donald Trump did order some precision strikes on ISIS hideouts in Syria, and he is, continuing to do the same. Because if you see, this in the Middle East, in the Syria, this region is already embroiled in a conflict, and it is also a strategic position for the United States, because it does share some, it does get some intelligence from the Iraq and other countries regarding the hideouts of terrorists, and it will continue to do so in the times to come to flush out all the ISIS militants, because these ISIS militants pose a direct threat to the United States of America, be it in their country or be it in because let us just put this into perspective, that US has a separate command in the Middle East, and it is very essential to safeguard their lives of the US soldiers there. So it is very this Trump administration is continuing to attack the hideouts and kill key ISIS leaders. Yes, Asabi.
All right, Aditya, give us an understanding on this entire ordeal itself. When exactly was it carried out, the operation, and what are the details that we have about the backdoor work that was done? Because I'm assuming it didn't just happen in a day's time or a week's time. There must have been a lot of planning and involved in this.
Well, absolutely. It is quite obvious that, Asavi, that, a lot of planning goes into, striking the hideouts of these ISIS militants. US also has some, always does, in areas where there is militancy, they from the satellite in the sky, they track the movements of the, the terrorists, as to where are they going, and, they have that intelligence sharing systems foolproof, whereas, if we just let us just put this into perspective, that even that US Pentagon is 24/7 monitoring the activities of these terrorists and what are they planning next. And, according to the intelligence inputs that these investigative agencies and Pentagon, including CIA, get, as per that, these US forces target these terrorists, in coordination with like-minded partners in Middle East, like, in this case, in the killing of this Khadija, Iraq did provide some intelligence input to the United States of America. So, this is how they operate. This is how they track from geo-satellite. They are always the aerial tracking is one thing that they do in these areas, and this is how they precisely target the key leaders. Yes.
Right, absolutely. Aditya, thank you so much for joining us on the broadcast, sharing all those details. Major General Anuj Mathur, defense expert, also joins us on the broadcast. So thank you so much for taking our time and speaking to us on Newsx. Now, what are your perspectives on this operation that has been conducted?
The problem with ISIS is that ISIS has got its heads spread all over, and it had become a major threat to the United States. It's not now. Actually, the ISIS has been conducting operations in the Middle East, also in the other places where the Americans have interest. So Americans had been tracking ISIS leadership. You recollect how they had killed the other leaders of ISIS in various different places. See, the point is, United States has major presence in almost entire Middle East, the military presence. and ISIS had been posing constant threat to these establishments. So also there was a threat perception that they will carry out activities within the United States of America also. So that is why, see, the point is, all these terrorist outfits have got direct dependence on their leadership. And if the leadership is eliminated, their activities get a major setback. And that was the reason why the Americans and the Kurdish and the Iraqis jointly were tracking this gentleman. I wouldn't call him gentleman, this so-called terrorist, Abu Khadija, and they were monitoring exact movements of this person, and they could get him. It's a great example of how intelligence is used in a synergized manner, and then a precision strike is done on the target. The point is, it's going to make a major difference to the leadership of ISIS in the Middle East. He had grown up to be the most powerful ISIS leader, and probably he was the deputy Khalifa of the organization, and he was all set to be probably the next Khalifa of the organization. So eliminating him has turned out to be a very, very important turnaround in the ISIS activities in the Middle East. But I must at the same time warn that these ISIS activities are not going to get, absolutely eliminated unless it is eradicated. The leadership is totally eradicated from wherever they are operating. Yeah.
Right, absolutely. With that, I'd like to thank you for joining us on the broadcast, sharing your perspectives with our viewers. On that note, we are going to slip into a very short break. Thanks for watching.